me while I tell you the pros and cons of my situationship. So I've been talking to this guy for like 3 months, basically in a relationship. We do all the relationship things.
Right off the bat, I can tell she's in college. Girl, we've all been there. 3 months is a long time. And then when you're like, oh, we're basically dating, we do all relationship things. If he say, oh, y'all, this is my girl, this is my girlfriend, y'all not dating, this is a one-sided thing.
It's just without a label. I know he's a good person and I know he treats me well, but sometimes he just does little things that disappoint.
Does somebody who treats you well disappoint you? I mean, yes, but like enough for you to make a TikTok video about them? No.
Me. I just need someone to tell me whether I'm being too picky and he's like a good person or I should have the right.
If you have to ask, am I being too picky? Or is like this person a good person? They're probably not.
To complain about these things. So here's the pros and cons list that I have in my notes app. First pro is that
No, okay. Before we even get into it, if you have to make a notes app entry of the pros and cons of relationship, you're already losing.
he's really caring and you can tell that he genuinely cares about me. In the very beginning of our talking stage, I got sick. We live on opposite sides of campus. He biked all the way over to my door, made me like a vitamin C packet drink. He pulled an all-nighter with me that night to study for my midterm the next day, even though he didn't have anything to study for. So
she's saying vitamin C packet like it's a meal, like he like homemade you soup or something. All you have to do is get a glass of water, put the vitamin C packet, stir it up. Like that's the bare bit. Like that's not a lot of effort, but I digress.
That has stuck with me. And even now, like when I get drunk from a party or whatever, he's always there to make sure that I'm okay. And I have a picture that my friend took of him like holding my face up and brushing my teeth when I was drunk. Another pro is that my family really likes him. He's met my parents a few times and literally like the next day my mom invited him to lunch with my entire extended family. And whenever he comes over, he's able to make good conversation with my parents and make my parents laugh. And he talks to my dad about like stocks and cars. And my parents have expressed to me that they like him, which is huge for me because I do trust my parents' opinion. Another pro is that he has a very hustler mindset with everything. For example, when he didn't really have money, he got 2 jobs into stocks and he ended up being able to buy himself a really nice BMW convertible car. And he used to have a much smaller build, but he got himself into the gym for like a year and now he's like a lot more built. And he's always had like good grades, but he really does put in the work to get good grades. Basically, he like hustles to solve the problems that he has in life to make his life better. And I think that's a very admirable trait and good trait to have.
Okay. The pros are proing. I like the pros. I can't wait to get to the cons. Because if these are the pros, I can't even imagine what the cons are going to be.
He's really good at comforting me and reassuring me. Once I drunk texted him that like he didn't like me enough and he sent me like chain of texts of reasons why he liked me. He's really good at apologizing. I don't really get mad at him or upset about him ever. Sometimes I'll just be like disappointed about something very little that he did. I don't really express it to him, but he always recognizes it himself and almost immediately apologizes. With it feels very genuine and actually does make me feel better. He's a really respectful guy and he makes a good impression on almost like all the people he meets, including all the friends of mine that he's met. He genuinely wants to make me happy and he does a lot to make me happy all the time. He's taken me out on a few cute dates where he just tells me like a time and date that he's gonna pick me up and then he plans the whole thing himself and surprises me with it and gets me flowers, the whole beat. And you can tell he put a lot of effort into planning those, and they really did make me happy. Now on to the cons. Okay, first of all, he's a really bad texter, and I think like a lot of men are, but he can
No, don't take the oh, he's a bad texter excuse because it's always an excuse. I implore you to look at the rest of his messages. If he's texting his homeboy or some of his other friends, he can text them. They're talking all the time. It's just not with you.
Genuinely leave me delivered for like hours of a day. I don't think he does it on purpose, and I don't think like it's that big of an issue, but it
Okay, I guess to give her the benefit of the doubt, she did say he's like a hustler. He works hard, so he's really focused on himself. So he's not really focused on her per se. Like, oh, he has to talk to her all the time because he's probably doing other stuff. But at the same time, like, just to check in, like, oh, hey, I'm going to the library. I'm gonna be studying for a few hours. Talk to you later. It's so simple.
it does make me feel like anxious. Another thing is that he's not super romantic. He is very sweet to me, but like, for example, he wasn't gonna celebrate Valentine's Day, and he thought it was weird that like guys had to ask their girl to be their Valentine. He says he doesn't want a relationship right now, but he does want a relationship with me sometime in the future.
And listen, believe him when he say that, because all right, you guys are in college, right? He doesn't want a girlfriend in college. Like some people, they're like, I like this girl. I want her to be like my college sweetheart. But some people, depending on what year, like, because it seems like maybe this is like freshman year or something. You can't even expect no boy freshman year to be like, oh, I want to be with you, like long term. He just got to college. Like he wants to dibble and dabble in every single thing.
Future. I don't know if I should be seeing this as a red flag.
Yes, it's a
For me, I feel like I have reason to believe him because he did give me valid reasons as to why he doesn't want a relationship right now. But also, like, we're practically in a relationship just without the
no,
baby.
no,
So
you're
I
not.
don't see
When
how
people say, "Oh, we're basically in a relationship," no, you're not. You either are or you are not. Simple. I don't know why you're like, oh, we do all relationship things, but are you in a relationship? No. Like you can go to a hospital and do all the doctor things, come with a clipboard and a stethoscope and a lab coat and tell people their diagnosis, but are you a doctor? No.
the label would change things for him. He also has a bit of a phone addiction, like gaming, TikTok, Instagram Reels, all those things, which is acceptable except for the fact that like when we hang out one-on-one, which is pretty rare, he will go on his phone a lot. Makes me feel like I'm constantly waiting for him to talk to me.
And see, that's another red flag because you're like, oh, he's a bad texter, but you're saying he's always on his phone. So there's no way he can see your message if he's constantly on his phone.
I don't know. He also doesn't make a lot of time for me, which is fair, I guess, because he's a data science student and we're in college. He's pretty much constantly studying. Yeah, he has like a shit ton of homework. I would still appreciate it if we could see each other a few times a week, even if it was just for like study dates or homework dates. Lastly, he has a very big ego, which I feel like a lot of guys have big egos, but like he really is very overconfident in himself. And sometimes it does give me the ick. Overall, I think he's like a really good guy, and I think all his pros are like really good pros. It's clear that he has good intentions, and I feel like all his cons are like unintentional and they're all like little things that shouldn't matter that much. But I don't know, maybe I'm just being delusional. Like, I think that he's worth waiting for because he's a really good person in general and he does care about me. And I feel like all the cons are like smaller things. But I don't know, maybe I just think that because I really like him.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, what do you guys think? Should I keep pursuing this situationship and wait for him for longer? I don't know, but
No. And oh, don't ever pursue a situationship. If you're ever in a situationship, let them come back to you. So this is what she should do. He's not trying to give her no type of commitment. He's not trying to make talk for her. None of that. All right, move on. Just move on. Listen, just follow me here. Move on, and then start dating some other guy, right? And he's gonna be like, oh, I don't know her name. Let's say Jennifer. Jennifer, like, you talk to Matt? Like, what's going on? Like, I thought we were like had a thing. I'm like, oh, well, we're not in like a relationship. You said you didn't want one, so I do. So I'm going to look for that elsewhere. And I think that's really cool. So, and just say that, and that's it. And he's gonna be like, what? Like, I can't believe this. Like, I took you on dates and all that. So it's Matt. Like, I mean, and Matt seems like he really wants a relationship, and we want more of the same thing. So yeah, that's gonna get him. That's gonna get him, girl. If he really, it's like you have to make him put up or shut up, or that's what you can do, right? And the fact that he met your parents already and he's already buddy buddy with their parents is so crazy. And then like your parents probably like, oh, they're dating, but he's like, but we're not in a relationship. Like, why meet her parents and do all that other stuff? Like men that they just do stupid stuff. Like, all right, you're not really rocking her like that. Why meet her parents? Be like, oh no, I'm okay. I don't want to meet your parents. Just do it anyway. I'm gonna do a follow-up video on any updates in the situation because I love reviewing situationships because they're always so like chaotic, and they ask like, oh, should I stop talking to this person? The answer is always yes, but I love to see how far it goes.